Deadbolt Sports here with a special edition of Deadbolt Daily. Today we want to talk to you about bankroll management. It's a very important part of sports betting. It's almost as important as who you're betting on. Again, because remember, most handicappers try to hit 60-65%. So how you manage your bankroll goes a long way to making sure that even though we're giving away winners here, to make sure that you're actually making money when it comes to sports betting. The first thing you got to do is come up with how much you want to allocate to sports betting, because and this is in total, all sports. I always say, come up with something that's you can afford to lose. First of all, if it's $1,000, if it's $10,000, whatever that amount of money is. Then you can adjust down the road as you obtain more money, or hopefully you're winning year after year, so your bankroll can build up. One of the first main points is, once you set your bankroll for that season, for that year, however you want to do it, don't change it. Get through the season. It ebbs and flows. A lot of people, they start winning, they want to double up, or they get down and they want to double up. Consistency is key here. That's why we don't have 2-unit, 5-unit. I see that all over Twitter and everywhere. People have all these 100-unit plays and all this kind of stuff. There's just no need in it. You need to manage your bankroll. We recommend playing all our bets the exact same. Now, if you like a particular game from time to time, you want to put another half unit or something. But again, remember, you're risking more on that game as opposed to another game. There's one thing I've learned: you don't, even as confident as you are, people can get hurt, things can happen. So nothing is a guarantee, nothing is a lock. If anybody's telling you that, you need to avoid them. Things can always happen. That's why it's gambling, and it's not called guaranteeing. You can always lose even when you're on the right side. So keep that in mind. I always recommend, when you get to whatever your unit size is, play that unit size for every game. If you want to go up just a little bit, it's fine, but I wouldn't go crazy. I wouldn't go 2 units, 3 units, because that game, if you lose, it's going to really, really hurt your bankroll. So once you get that amount of money, let's say it's $10,000, I recommend dividing by 100. So if your bankroll is $10,000, you are a $100 unit player. Keep in mind, you may have multiple sports going on at the same time. Like now we have football, college and pro. We have the NBA going on. We have just finished up with hockey. Then we also have baseball. So you can get a lot of units out. That's why I say, $100, you may have, on a given Saturday, you may have, 10 to 20 units out. So you got quite a bit of your bankroll exposed there. So again, once you get your amount of money, divide that by 100. That's how much how much you should be playing on each game. Now, I always tell people, if your unit size is $100 a game, you bet $100. I know a lot of people will juice it up and say they bet 110 to win 100. No, just bet $100. That way, especially, we'll get into baseball in a minute, but it keeps you consistent on, because sometimes these money lines, even though the spread is +3, -3, you may be -110, you may be even money, you may be plus money on the money line. So it's $100 to win whatever the comeback is, whether it's -110 or it's +110 or whatever that may be. Especially, like I was saying, in baseball, like today, for instance, the Dodgers are -200 favorite over the Marlins. Well, a lot of people will put up 2 unit, basically $200 if they're a $100 player, to win 100. Well, what we want to do is put up $100 to win $50. That way, we're comparing apples to apples. If we were to take the underdog, you put up $100, and it would come back at 180. So $100 win $180. So you're risking the same amount of money, whether it's a favorite or an underdog. Your return is either more or less based on that. So that way, if we're hitting 65-70%, then you're making money there. You're not risking 2 units to win 1 unit. So keep that in mind, especially on baseball. Keep that unit size the same. I know a lot of people don't do that, but that's where you want to be at. When you're hitting the correct percentages, it keeps your bankroll rolling. Again, that's the key, is to if you want to make changes, I suggest the next season. Ideally you're winning money through the football season, so the next football season maybe your bankroll is $15,000, $20,000, whatever it may be. But don't change during the year, because things can change, especially when you're on a roll personally, or you're following a handicapper or whatever. You can have a bad day pop up, and that may be the day that you decided to play 2 units on everything, or to increase your unit size. So you're giving back all those wins that it took you weeks to make, all in one day. So keep that in mind. Stick to the unit size during, whether you're doing bankroll per sport or per season. Don't change it until the new season starts, or the next year of that same sport. So if anybody has questions, feel free to drop into our DMs on Twitter at Deadbolt Sports. I'd be happy to answer any additional questions. That's all for today. We'll talk to you again soon. Thanks.